Thanks for coming. Good to see you all. Welcome to yoga. So centering. So we're gonna be. I actually got a email from one of the teachers that I used to practice under when the studio went out of business. But she's practicing elsewhere. Anyway, she sends emails, and she talked about this equinox idea. So I borrowed that from her, or was inspired that the equal hours or minutes of daylight and darkness at this time of the year for a brief time, kind of the not opposite extremes, but opposites, light and dark, and there's a balance now. So that's kind of what we're going to be thinking about in our practice today, and how it shows up in the yoga practice, because yoga practices are balanced around kind of opposites. So activity, stillness, and even the inhale and exhale, each breath in our body, the inhale stimulates the sympathetic nervous system, that's fight or flight, and the exhale stimulates the parasympathetic, those are balancing forces. So every time we take a breath, that both and, or instead of either or, both and is going in our system. So I don't know, I thought that was just kind of interesting. So, but we are going to be working toward the goal pose of Warrior Two. So let's start by seeing where we are today. So just find a comfortable place to be and close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. That helps to focus inward, and just greet yourself. So say it like you're saying to your body, how are you doing today? And just see where you are physically, if there's any place that you need to have a little compassion and care for as you practice. And notice your energy level and also the state of your mind. So just take a little time to check your body and mind and emotions out. Check them out, check them up. So you see where you're starting today, what you've got to work with. And as you're doing that, you can just relax anywhere, your face, jaw, neck, just kind of let go of any tension that you're aware of, that you become aware of. And then bring your awareness to your breath, and just before we start our pranayama, the working with the breath, just see what your breath is like today as you come in. Just notice the qualities of your breath. And inhale, the exhale. If there's any space between, just take a few breaths without consciously controlling. Okay, and then we're going to do I call it the box breath, but it's inhaling to a count and then pausing, exhaling to the same count and pausing. So we can start with and you can set your own tempo, but inhale to a count of 4, pause for a count of 2, exhale 4, pause 2. like that. So just create your own tempo so that it doesn't create anxiety, just a comfortable count for you, 4, 2, 4, 2. Relax your face, jaw, neck. And I'll just do several rounds of that box breath. Do one more round of that. And when you complete that round, just let go of the pranayama and just come back to a slow, deep, even breath. And based on what you've seen or why you came to practice today, create an intention for your practice, a positive outcome that you'd like to see, or positive affirmation, or you can dedicate your practice to someone or something else. Okay, and then we'll begin on our backs. So come on down to your back body, lengthen out. So legs are straight out, bring your arms up overhead. So flex your feet so your toes are pointing up toward the ceiling. Spread your feet, spread your fingers as your arms are overhead. On an inhale, lengthen out in 2 directions, through your feet, through your fingers. And exhale, relax. And on your next inhale, lengthen your right leg, right arm. So lengthen just through the right side. Exhale, relax. Inhale, lengthen just the left side. So the left leg, the left arm. And then exhale, relax. And this time on the inhale, lengthen through your right leg and left arm. So diagonal. Exhale, relax. And now the other way. Inhale, left leg, right arm. Stretch it out. And exhale, relax. And then one more time, full body stretch, both directions. Lengthen, stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale, release. Now you can bring your arms out by your sides, just diagonal away from your body a little bit. And you can, we're gonna inhale, bring the right knee into your chest and take a hold behind the right thigh. So you're pressing your hands into the back of your thigh and the thigh into your hands. So the leg's not moving, but those are pressing against each other. And we're going to bend on an inhale, straighten the leg up with your foot flexed. Exhale, bend the knee back down. Now, if you are more comfortable having your left leg bent, you can have that left foot on the floor, or you can have the left leg straight out. So, inhale, lengthen up toward the ceiling. Exhale down. Just a few times, just working the knee a little bit. And then the next time your foot goes up toward the ceiling, pause there and press your heel toward the ceiling. and then point your toes toward the ceiling. So just back and forth like that. Toes toward your shin, and then toes toward the ceiling. Stretching the back of the leg and the front. And then circle your toes around your ankle. So just make like you're drawing a circle with your toes on the ceiling. And then the other direction. Okay, then bend that knee and bring the right foot to the mat, and we'll do that on the other side. So take your left knee into your chest, squeeze it in. Now here you can keep your right foot on the floor, knee bent, or you can straighten that leg out, whichever feels best. Now raise the left foot up toward the ceiling, press it up, take a hold behind the thigh. And start by just pressing your heel up toward the ceiling, and then the toes, so just moving back and forth a few times. I'm sorry, you're bend and straighten the leg. I jumped ahead, you're right. So bend and straighten that knee a few times. Notice differences in your side. Your knees are gonna be different. This is part of balance that we do in yoga, between always balance the sides out. Okay, then raise that foot up toward the ceiling, and now begin to point and flex your ankle. So toes toward the ceiling and back toward your shins, so the heel toward the ceiling. Just stretching that out a little bit. And then start the circles with your toes, so just the toes are moving, not the whole leg. Then the other way. Okay, then draw both knees into your chest, take a hold around the shins and just rock a little bit. Around. Okay, then feet to the mat, both feet to the mat. Straighten out your left leg, flex that foot. And now straighten out your right leg, both legs. Let your right toes go out toward the side, so externally rotate. And then take the bottom of your foot, the sole of your foot, and just slide it up the inside of your left leg. So you come into kind of a tree pose. And then bring your knee straight up, foot on the floor. And then take your right knee, cross it over. It won't go very far. Keep your foot on the floor. And then slide that foot down to the starting position. So we're just doing external rotation of the hip. We're going to move it through all the ways it can go. So right toes out to the side. Do it on the right side a few times. Slide the bottom of your foot up the inside of your left leg. Bring the knee straight up, right foot on the floor. Cross it a little bit over, keeping the foot on the floor, and then slide it back down. And do that a couple more times with the right foot. Slide it up, cross it over, nice. So your hips stay on the mat. You're just crossing the leg over the midline. Very nice. Okay, the next time that right leg comes back to the starting position, we're going to do it with the other side. So take your left toes out to the side and then slide the bottom of your left foot up the inside of your right leg. Then draw the knee up, foot on the mat, cross it over. It'll just go a little bit and then slide it back down. So when you're sliding your foot down, the knee is gonna stay over the midline. It won't be very far. Okay, and then next time both legs are long, just, that's the end of that. So now we're gonna come up to all fours. So you can come to your side and bring yourself to all fours, or you can cross your ankles and rock up and come around to all fours, whatever suits you. And start in tabletop, so wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, fingers nice and spread. Press into the fleshy part, the ball mounts of your fingers. Press into your knees, the tops of your feet, flat back. And then just begin some gentle cat-cows. So inhaling, drop your belly, lift your tailbone. Exhale, chin to chest, tuck your tailbone. So just flex and extend your spine, moving slowly, making it up, keeping your arms straight, dragging the heels of your hands back as you move into cow and pressing the hands away. They won't move. Cat. Okay, just a couple more times. Cat, cow. And then come back to tabletop. And we're gonna do a vinyasa, so this is gonna be a balance between, thinking about right energy, the amount of energy you're expending here. So, if at any time during this vinyasa, you feel you wanna take a rest, you can just come right back into child's pose and take a rest. So this is where you need to listen to your body and choose the middle way, the best way for you. So, we're gonna start taking the right leg back, come on the ball of your right foot, press out through the heel, inhale, lift the right leg up, exhale, take your knee toward your elbow or toward your nose, so into a kind of a half pack, then inhale, do that a few more times, inhale, right leg out, lift up, exhale, knee to nose. One more time. Knee to nose. Now this time, take your right leg back, hold it, and see if you'd like to walk your left fingertips out toward the corner of the mat. Make sure your core is really engaged, and then you can lift your left arm out for a balanced pose, sunbird. Keep breathing. If you can't breathe slow and steady, then you maybe want to come back into child's pose and just take a rest. Or you can take a couple more breaths. And then bring your left hand down, right knee down. So you're in charge. You decide when it's time for you to do what feels right. Okay. Left leg back, balls of the left. The toes down there, lengthen out through the heel, and then inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to nose. A few times moving like this, inhaling, lift that left leg. Exhale, knee to nose. And anytime you want to, you can hold that leg out and see about raising your right arm and reaching out through the leg, the arm, your gaze is down toward the mat. Lengthen, strong, active core. Breathe. And then bring the right hand down, the left knee down, and come on back into child's pose. So any kind of child's pose. Knees can be wide, knees can be together. Support your head. Blanket behind your knees, whatever makes this pose allow you to just sink down. Let everything settle down. And breathe. So this is the balance between activity and rest, which we also need in our daily lives. Balance. A couple more breaths. And then come back up to tabletop. And walk your hands out about a foot in front of our hand's length or so ahead. Bring your shoulders over your wrists, and we're going to lower down, so keep your elbows right close to your side. Come down slowly, chest first, chest and chin, and then come onto your front body. And we're going to come into Sphinx. So bring your elbows under your shoulders, hands in front, and press your pelvis into the mat. So you're going to press that down and then pull back on your elbows energetically so your chest comes through your shoulders up ahead and your shoulder blades come together on the back. So you're just looking ahead and down a little bit. So energetically dragging your arms back. They're not going to move. Just think about your chest beaming out, open chest. Shoulder blades together, helping the chest to open. 2 more breaths. This isn't without effort. And then stack your hands one on top of the other and just let your forehead rest on your hands and feel that energy, even though we weren't moving. Okay, and let your forehead come to the mat and your arms down by your sides, palms facing the body. And we're going to do some locusts. So now here's another time when you need to make your decisions about how you want to do it. You can lift the legs only, you can lift the chest only and head, or you can lift both. And you can rest it, and you can move, you can hold. So, forehead on the mat, palms facing in, locust pose as you press your pelvis into the mat. And inhale either both legs up and the arms up, reaching back and out through the crown of your head. Beautiful. Exhale down. So you can move with your breath, inhaling up, keep pressing down through your pelvis, exhale down, And you can stay up and breathe. Or you can just rest your forehead on your hands and take a break. Just a little bit more time working this pose at whatever level is right for you today. Okay, then come down onto your left cheek. Bring your left arm straight out to the side. Take your right arm and bent at the elbow out to your right side, and then match it with your right leg. So the right leg is bent at the knee 90 degrees, right arm. Left arm is straight, shoulder height, left leg is straight out. So half frog. This is a nice way to, if you have sciatica, your sciatic nerve is compressed, this can help with that. Let's take a few breaths here, resting after working. And now carefully lift your head up and come onto the other cheek and set the same way on the other side. So you're on your right cheek, right arm is out straight, right leg straight, left arm and left leg bent. So in the rest postures, really just let everything go. You're totally supported here. Just sink. Okay, then bring your forehead back to center, your face back to center, and come back up to all fours. And we're gonna come to standing. So tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back into down dog. And if it feels good, you can pedal your feet a little bit here. Lift your tailbone up toward the ceiling, bend your knees a little or a lot. And then look up between your hands and step, walk, hop, whatever way you can get your feet up. Knees bend a lot, have your chest all the way down to your knees to start. Shake your head yes and no, so your neck is soft. And then bring your hands to your shins, come up into a half lift, lengthen out. Exhale, fold again. Take a hold of opposite elbows if that feels good. You can just kind of move a little bit right and left. Just hang it out. Navel is in and up. That helps you support your low back. Okay, then hands to shins, half lift, lengthen out. Exhale, fold, and then inhale, press into your feet and slowly come all the way up. Palms touch, right down to the heart center. Nice. Okay, and we'll get mountain pose. So mountain pose is kind of the quintessential in yoga practice, balancing between the Sanskrit words are Sthira Sukham. That doesn't, you don't have to know that. There will be no test. It's stability and ease. So stability in our foundation. So look at your toes, lift and spread your toes. I just read in the paper today that it's really, you should be able to move each toe individually. This is a new thing that they're telling us now. Anyway, so lift and spread your toes, place them back down, find the four corners of your feet, the big toe mound, the outer edge, and then around the heel, and press down there, and balance your pelvis, bring your hip points up just a tad, little tuck, and then shoulders up, back down, open your chest, spread your fingers, and then bring your chin back just a little, and lift through the crown of your head. So the pressing down into the earth, the rooting down. So for just a minute, stop pressing, a second, stop pressing down, just stand. Now press down and just notice what happens there. So as you press down, the energy comes up and helps that lift through the crown of your head. So this is the balance between rooting and rising. And it's what we're looking for in every pose that we do. The stability of the foundation, which allows the body to be light and rising up as well as rooting down. So just take a couple more breaths here, slow, deep, even breaths, feeling that stability and also the ease of mountain pose. No unnecessary effort. Okay, then open your eyes, and we're gonna open our shoulders a little bit, so spread your fingers, inhale, arms come up, palms touch, exhale down to the heart space, then make a triangle with your thumbs and index finger and push away. Exhale, pull back, and then turn the palms up. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale, push away, exhale, push back. So your arms are active here, like you're pushing through Jell-O or something. One more time. And we'll meet here in mountain pose. Okay, so now we're going to do I'm not gonna probably be able to do this with you, but we're gonna do tree pose. So you decide which leg you want to be your standing leg. Doesn't matter, whichever one. So press down, root down through that leg. Come up onto the opposite foot toes. So this is the beginning of the balance. This could be the end of the balance for you. And then, or you can take the bottom of the foot to your calf, opposite calf, or up to the thigh. You can hold on to a chair, the wall. Okay, so just find your balance here. And if you're a little bit wobbly, it's good to have a focal point and something that's not moving. If you feel wobbly, just think about rooting down. Think about roots growing right down through the bottom of that standing leg. And then you can add arms, whatever you want. So just kind of see what kind of a tree you want to be today. What feels good. And breathe and have a playful attitude, because balance is a practice. If you come out, then just take a breath and come back in mindfully. The rooting down will help create a lightness and a lift. Okay, then see if you can come out with control, control as well. And then just stand in mountain pose. Just stand and notice how you feel after that side. And then we'll go to the other side. So opposite leg, root down first. I can't do that, so I'm not going to. Come up onto the other toes and see what your mountain pose is like on this side. Okay, then when you're ready, come out. Nice, and yes, very nice. Okay, and then just take some movement. Just any kind of way your body wants to move. Shake it out. Can create tension doing that. So get rid of it. And then turn to face the long edge of your mat. So either way, spread your feet wide apart. And inhale your arms up shoulder height. So you're pressing equally into both feet, especially the inner edges. And fingers spread, lengthen out through both. Check to look up, see if your arms are about the same shoulder height, rising right up through the middle. So this is triangle pose. The other one we do is extended triangle. So just take a couple breaths here, feeling your legs apart from each other before we come into warrior true. Okay, then let your arms come down. Take the right heel and pivot it back toward the back corner of the mat, and take your left toes around to the short edge of the mat. And we're going to do a little movement to get our leg position straight. So you can take your hands to the heart space or to your hips, whatever feels right there. And just inhale straight leg, exhale, take the knee over the ankle. So left knee over the left ankle. Shoulders are squared to the long edge of the mat. So a couple times, inhale straight, exhale bend. Straight. If your knee's not coming over the ankle, you might need to lengthen your stance or shorten it. Okay, once you found that good position there, so your knee's over the ankle, square your shoulders again. Inhale your arms shoulder height, and take your gaze over the middle finger of your left hand. So your spine is coming right up through the middle, and your gaze is over the left middle finger. So feel your foundation. So root down and rise up, and find that balance between stability and ease. So you're doing just the amount of effort you need, nothing extra. Relax your face, jaw. You don't need to use that. And just slow, deep, even breaths. Stable and easy. Those are kind of opposites, but you can do both at the same time. 2 more breaths. Nice, and then hands back, square your feet. Let's just step your feet together and just take a little half sun here to move between stillness. So inhale your arms up, exhale forward fold, inhale half lift, lengthen out, exhale fold, and inhale up. One more of those. Inhale up, exhale fold, inhale half lift, and fold, and then all the way up, and hands down. Okay, then step your feet wide again, and we'll do that same to the other side. So left heel toward the back corner, right toes toward the short edge. And just a few times, exhaling, bending the knee, finding the right length between your feet. And then hold that, arms up, shoulders are squared, sorry, toward the long edge, and then take your gaze over the middle finger of your right hand. Spine comes right up. So sometimes they say the left hand is pulling toward the past, the right toward the future, but you are right in the middle, which is the present moment, which is all that really is real. Past is gone, we're not in the future, we're just right here. So stable foundation, pressing into your feet, out through your fingertips, and rising right up in the middle. Stable and easy. Maybe each exhale you can just sink in a little more. 2 more breaths. Okay, then square your feet off again, step your feet together, and just take any movement that feels good. Shake around, twist it out. Okay, then we're gonna come back down onto our backs. So inhale your arms up. Exhale, flan dive forward, bend your knees, step your feet back, and then come to your knees, feet out to the side, and come onto your seat. And then we'll just start with your knees bent, take a hold on your shins or your knees, and just lengthen up through the crown of your head. And then just roll back down. So come on to your back. And if you have a block, you don't need a block. We're gonna do just a little bit of bridge. So there's a lot of choices for bridge. So you can do a moving bridge where you inhale up and exhale down. You can hold the bridge. You can have a supported bridge with the flat part of the block under your pelvis, your sacrum there. And there are lots of choices. So set up. So your feet are hip width apart, close to your hips. Fingers are spread. Bring your shoulder blades together on the back. Just get a little head start there, opening your chest. Nice long neck. So keep your chin up. And as you come to an inhale, press into your feet, lift your hips. And if you want, you can bring your arms overhead or not. And then exhale, roll down 1 vertebra at a time. Slowly, hips come down. So you can continue in the wave. Inhaling up, exhaling down. You can hold the bridge with your hands clasped under your back. But if whatever you're doing, press into your feet, especially the big toe side if your knees tend to splay out. So you can do moving still or supported. Right energy, so pick what's right for you today. And when your breath can't stay slow and steady, that's your body saying, time to rest. Okay, then before Shavasana, we're going to do a twist, supine twist. So that's can be your choice. It can be one leg straight, the other knee bent across that leg, arms out shoulder height, or it can be windshield wipe with both knees to one side. So just choose some kind of a twist here that feels right for you today, and we'll hold it for about a minute on each side, so that gives you time to really settle in and send that inhale everywhere, like you're blowing your body up like a balloon. Inhale. And then exhale, find release somewhere. Consciously find release. It might be in your shoulder, it might be in your hip, or anywhere. A few more seconds, and then if you haven't already, well. Okay, so now switch to the other side. Doesn't have to be the same twist on this side. And then when you feel that you've balanced out your sides, take a minute or so to give yourself any movement or pose or anything to round out your practice. You might want to revisit something we've done or try something new. Listen to your body and give it what it needs. That's great. Everybody's doing something different. It's great. And take your time. You can stay with what you're doing for a while, but as you're ready, you have plenty of time. So when you're ready, you can move into Shavasana. Shavasana is a time to just give your body a chance to integrate all the things we've done during practice. And today our practice is focused on the harmony between opposites. So And also it's a chance to see yourself as a whole. All the parts of the body work together. When you move one part, it has an effect on the other part. So you're not just two legs and two arms. Everything works together. you gently come back to this space. See yourself as part of the group. And begin to awaken your body slowly. Just moving in small ways, fingers, toes, rocking back and forth on the back of your skull. Stretching a little bit. And gradually bringing yourself over onto your side body. And just resting there, the side child's pose for a little bit. Just seeing yourself at the end of practice as you saw yourself at the beginning. And noticing your physical body sensations and motions, the state of your mind. Revisiting your intention if you set one. Your breath, notice how your breath is moving. And then use your arms to bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. Maybe cross your legs in the unfamiliar way, just for the heck of it. And sit with a nice tall spine, rooting down through your sit bones. So press down there into the earth and notice that rooting creates a rise in your upper body. And just take a few slow, deep, even breaths here. Nice, relaxed face and jaw. Inhaling, exhaling. One more. And then I invite you to bring your hands, palms together, thumbs at your heart space, and just bow gently. Bow to your efforts today. This time you've given yourself to find the middle way and see that there's a balance between opposing forces that allows you in your life to be both strong and soft, busy and still, and just in the middle, and to experience, to live in the world so that you can not run away from it and not be consumed by it. I thank you for allowing me to lead you in practice today, and the light in me bows to and honors the very same light in each of you. Namaste.